welcome back to Everything House. Mike. Welcome back to Everything House. My name is Marco. I just wanted to go ahead and take the time to explain to you guys one of my personal favorite tools that it's now indispensable to me. It completely changed my attitude as far as painting. I used to hate painting. You know, it's messy, you get drips, especially odd things. Walls are easy enough, but you know, chairs, as you'll see in this video, anything else. Welcome to the Wagner Flexio 3000. Okay, I bought this for a job that I picked up. I believe it was a fence, and the idea of having to get all the crevices is one of those where you have a picket on each side. I believe it's called a shadow box. Not exactly sure, but the idea of having to get both sides, and it was just driving me nuts. So I decided that I wanted to invest in a sprayer, right? So I looked into a bunch of different kinds, reviews, whatnot. I came across this guy. As you can see, it's had a lot of love. I've used it a lot. It's completely revolutionized the way I paint. With this tool, I've been able to do many jobs actually, a lot faster, and without going nuts. Having to constantly refill it and whatnot. It's a very simple system. Okay, you have your turbine here, okay, and you have your filters, your speed, how much paint you want, and then your spray, and then your angle. Okay, it's wonderful. I do hope that you enjoy this video of me using it. There's also a couple different examples of the other jobs I've done with it, and I promise you, if you do any kind of painting all the time or painting odd things, so like rafters, you'll see. Decks is great for stain also. It has a separate canister for stain, which I'd recommend. It's a little smaller, a little finer. It's things bulletproof, man. It's wonderful. As long as you, again, this looks a little worse for wear, but as long as you keep the internals nice and clean, it works great. A little bit overspray doesn't bother me. If it bothers you, you can, take some rubbing alcohol or paint thinner and clean it up, but it doesn't bother me at all. As long as it's clean and it works well, and as long as the internals are clean. Yeah, so enjoy the video of me painting the chairs. Those chairs, I found in the garbage. I was driving in a more affluent area of town, and someone was throwing them away. They're solid wood. They just needed a good coat of paint, and we're gonna go ahead and get cushions and go ahead and do it up right. Anyway, so yeah, the chairs were $3.99. This is, I think it ran me like $150, something like that, but it's worth its weight in gold. I love this thing. Yeah, so enjoy the video, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Yeah, so these chairs, I went ahead and found them, like I said. They needed good power washing, so I just went ahead and power washed them down. You don't want to be too close, otherwise you will have issues. Okay, here I'm having a little bit of an issue with it spraying, something I forgot to check, and you'll see me. That pickup tube needs to aim in the direction of how you're going to be aiming the gun, see? Once I flipped it over and popped it back on, you'll see it spray super easily now. Yeah, because now the paint is actually being pushed up into the gun the proper way. I've made that mistake quite a few times, and I recognize it now. Just take it off, flip the tube, you're good to go. Yeah, I'm using an exterior latex paint, satin, I believe, from Menards. It's a Paramount brand. It's really good stuff for exterior. Yeah, I like it very much. This is a brown I had from a job. I just had extra paint. In this business, you'll always have extra paint. I have ceiling white for days. But yeah, it's definitely just use some whatever paint you have and go to town with it, as long as the color you like. You can also mix things if you don't like. The cord only comes with like, I think 6 or 8 feet. So if you're gonna do any kind of serious painting, you gotta get an extension cord. I like the 100-footer. Because it'll pretty much go wherever I want it to. Yeah, there I'm just checking the paint. Another thing you'll see me do throughout is before I go to take off the bottom of the canister, is you want to pull the trigger a little bit and release the pressure. Because if the paint is really full and you go to release the pressure, it can come out the sides and it makes a mess. So you don't want to do that. If you want to see the power washing video, how I did that, that's going to be up in a little bit. We'll put a link down, and you guys can click on that also. You want to do any kind of serious painting like this outside, because you're going to create overspray. Anytime you atomize paint, you're going to create overspray. So it's just something to be aware of and know that you're going to do it. I did it in the grass because it'll be there for about a week. You cut the grass and you'll be fine. It'll go away. Yeah, here's my brother. I have to go pick up something from the store. So yeah, here you're showing me, we're going to go ahead and, I think, change colors. Yeah, we're going to the green now. So you want to go ahead and add, you know, that's all the paint I had, obviously, for 2 chairs. So there's a pickup tube. You want to thin out the paint a little bit, just add a little bit of water. I think I have some water in there already, just a little. Yeah, there you go. See, I'm showing how the pickup tube needs to be pointed in the direction the gun's going to be most of the time. So if you're going to be shooting down, you want it to be forward because that's where it's going to pick up paint. That's I'm putting it all together. That's the collar, that's the front. I like to blow on things when they're wet just to get the moisture off. Not needed though. And you just, when you tighten it up, just tighten it snug. Now, this is something I struggle with in the beginning, is you want to make sure the trigger is forward when you go to connect it. Otherwise, it can jam up on you. It's fairly simple once you get it. There's Wendy. All she ever wants to do is play frisbee. Fetch, frisbee, ball, whatever. That's all the dog lives for. Yeah, so here, as you can see, I had very little bit of paint left. So I'm really stretching it. So I'm just trying to get as much coverage as I can. Now, the gun works in a double trigger system. So when you pull back just a little bit on the trigger, it activates the fan, the turbine, right? And it'll spool up. So you can have that spooled and not spray paint. As you can see, I'm controlling how much paint comes out, but the motor hasn't stopped the whole time. You'll feather it. You'll figure out how to use it after just a little bit of time. So yeah, you just want to keep the turbine spooled up, and then when you go the second half of the trigger, it'll engage the paint, and it'll spray the paint. And it's very efficient. I mean, I think per chair, we're talking maybe a minute. You got to do 2 coats though, always. If you really, care, I would do 2 coats. It works very well. Now, because I'm doing a chair, there's a setting on there. You can either do wide or you can do narrow. I set it to narrow. In a different video, or earlier in the video, when I was doing decks or the rafters, I had it set to wide because I'm just looking to get as much coverage as fast as possible. Here I'm trying to save as much paint as possible, so I had it set to narrow. And yeah, just have fun with it, go to town. I'm wearing my slippers. I didn't even think to put on shoes. It's funny. If you're going to be painting indoor, you definitely want to mask everything. Put plastic. Oh, it fell over. It can get paint on there. If it's full, don't worry about it. It'll work just fine. Every once in a while, because there's heat coming out of the turbine as you spray, you might get some buildup on the front of the nozzle. It's not a big deal. Just go ahead and activate the turbine. Don't spray, but activate the turbine. Take your fingernail or a paper clip or a toothpick, something like that, and just scrape the front of it, and you'll see it come out and it'll spray better. So this is me cleaning it. Yeah, before you open that up, always release the pressure. I just got a bucket of water. Just dump everything in there. Take it all apart. That red collar sometimes is a pain. When it's brand new, it's easier. There we go. Dump it all in the water. Now I like to get some water in there. Put the lid on. Just shake it up. Then I have a dump bucket to get it in there. Man, I don't even know how to narrate this that well. It's just so automatic to me now. I don't even have to think about it. Yeah, so get inside there, use your hands, scrub the paint out. Again, the internals are most important. If there's some paint on the outside, who cares? Wear paint clothes. As you see, you're going to get wet. My brother went to get some pipe cleaners, because I don't know what happened to my other pipe cleaners. I just had one that stayed with this kit. Yeah, like some things, like grew some legs. Yeah, it's the wrong size. That's why it's so hard to get out now. Yeah, don't do that. Another thing you can do is before you go to clean it in the first place, fill the canister up with water completely and then run a full canister of water through the gun. And a lot of this stuff will clean up also. I just forgot to do that, I guess, because I haven't used this gun in a while. Because I haven't done much painting lately. It's springtime, so I've been doing a lot of outside work. Wood rod and things like that. There you go, cleaning the pickup tube. Those cans of spray paint there, the red ones on the left, I had some extra cans. I wanted to paint one of the chairs red, but for some reason I can't get, they're brand new cans, full, but I can't get them to spray. I even tried soaking the tips in some paint thinner. Can't get them to work. Don't know. 2 cans. So instead I just did brown and green. Just go through each piece, make sure it doesn't have any paint on it, make sure the inside is clean of that. That's the nozzle, that's a pretty important part. You want the inside of that clean. Pipe cleaner works well. And that's the bucket I usually keep everything in until it's dry, and then it goes back in the case. Thank you for watching the video. Please like, subscribe if you haven't, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thank you.